Now, imagine an Instagram filter that could reveal every secret about a person.
That's exactly what Oscar Wilde created in The Picture of Dorian Gray, a story in which one portrait exposes hidden truth, scandal, and moral decay. Hello, lovely learners. I'm Anna, and I've spent way too many hours exploring the dark secrets and hidden rooms and attics of Victorian literature.
And I'm Annie. I'm here to turn Anna's deep dives into a clear speaking path, so you can explain anything in English with confidence and no frozen brain moments.
Today we'll explore Wilde's story step by step, building a mind map that shows the title, genre, and setting, and learn useful exam phrases you can actually use.
And by the end, you'll be able to explain the book clearly in English with one quick look at your map. At first glance, the title seems simple, but Wilde constructed it in two distinct parts. The first part, the picture, represents appearance. It's the surface level image Dorian presents to the world. The second part, Dorian Gray, is the name of the man. This represents reality. As the story progresses, these two parts become intertwined. The portrait becomes a disturbing reminder of his moral decay, even though his face never changes.
Wilde actually gives us two portraits. There's the literal painting in the studio and a metaphorical portrait, the hidden, ugly side of Dorian's personality locked away from the world. By the way, did you catch the useful expression Annie said?
As the story progresses. As the story progresses, these two parts become intertwined. An everyday example could be, as the day progresses, the rain gets heavier.
Now let's build the left side of our mind map. From the main title, draw a branch flowing down and to the left, label it title. Underneath, add 3 branches from left to right. In branch 1, write division into 2 parts. Add the keywords picture and then appearance. And beside picture, Dorian Gray, and underneath reality. In branch 2, write 2 portraits. And just under it, literal portrait, then painting versus metaphorical portrait equals Dorian's soul. Branch 3 is for duality. Add appearance versus reality. Now, genre. This novel doesn't fit into just one category. Wilde creates a genre fusion, blending different traditions together.
In fact, the novel is influenced by the aesthetic movement. This was a way of thinking that said beauty is the most important thing, art for art's sake. But then it shifts into Gothic fiction with supernatural events, locked rooms and feelings of terror. Wilde also uses the Gothic idea of the double, the split self. Dorian himself stays beautiful, while the portrait becomes monstrous. We see a Faustian bargain. Dorian trades his soul for youth. But there's a twist. There's no devil figure. The evil comes from Dorian's own desires.
Did you catch that last point? It's a sophisticated way to analyze the story. It shifts into Gothic fiction.
In fact, in literature, the novel shifts into Gothic fiction with supernatural events, locked rooms, and feelings of terror. Whereas in English, you could say the film starts as a love story, but then shifts into a thriller. This is exactly the kind of sophisticated language examiners love.
Indeed. Let's sum up the genre on the map. Wilde blends the aesthetic movement influence with the Gothic tradition. Branch 1 is for the aesthetic movement with the keywords art for art's sake and preface with manifesto. Branch 2 illustrates Gothic novel. Create 2 branches, one for Faustian bargain and the other for the double. Supernatural element under Faustian bargain will remind you of one of the features of the Gothic novel. The keywords are no devil but wish. Under the double, write split self and beautiful versus monstrous.
Okay, so the setting has 2 parts. time and place. Historically, the novel is set in Victorian 1890s, a society obsessed with reputation and public image, the so-called Victorian compromise.
But Wilde's use of the setting in time is even more interesting.
Yes, in fact, the novel covers 18 years from when Dorian is aged 20 to 38. Wilde uses time compression and ellipsis. He skips large periods and shows only key moments of moral decline. While the world ages, Dorian remains physically frozen.
Is the duality we've seen in the title also present in the setting in place?
Well, yes, Wilde also divides London into the West End, with its wealth and respectability, and the East End, which is poverty and secret sin. But the most important place is the locked upstairs room where the portrait is hidden. It's a spatial metaphor, the ugly truth, the portrait out of sight, hidden directly above the beautiful lie, Dorian's beautiful house.
Here we have an interesting, useful phrase.
Functions as a spatial metaphor. In the literature example, we have the locked room functions as a spatial metaphor for Dorian's repressed guilt. But in everyday English, you could say, my messy desk functions as a sign of how stressed I am.
Finally, move to the right for your mind map. Draw a branch flowing down and to the right. Label it setting. Divide the space beneath it into two zones, time on the left and place on the right. For the setting in time, draw 3 branches. Branch 1 with Victorian 1890s and the keywords reputation and public image, and underneath it, Victorian compromise. In branch 2 is devoted to the passing of time, 18 years span. Note Dorian's age, 20 to 38. Branch 3 analyzes narrative time. The keywords are compression, ellipsis, and chapter 11, bridge. For the setting in place, draw 3 other branches. Branch 1 contains West End with the keywords wealth and respectability. Branch 2 hints at East End and the keywords are opium dens and corruption. Branch 3 is for the locked upstairs room. Write in capital letters spatial metaphor. This connects the portrait in the room upstairs to Dorian.
Now look at your map. You have your title on the left, genre in the center, and setting on the right. Just by following the path from top to bottom, you can explain the entire construction of the novel.
Everything connects. The title announces duality. The genre explores the double, and the setting represents that duality in London.
Now start practicing. Choose one phrase such as spatial metaphor or it shifts into. Write one sentence in the comments about the book and we'll be there to give you feedback. You can find the full blank mind map and phrase sheet on our website, Literature Not Trouble.
And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more content like this. Review the plot summary with our previous video, The Picture of Dorian Gray Plot Summary Explained Simply. L&T, where literature meets clarity. Stay lit.